Hi friends, once again Mini is back with you with your grammar book, Grammar Hub, and we are at your favorite learning platform, Learn Forward. Now today we'll be starting chapter 18 of your book that tells about capital letters and punctuation marks. The day you started writing sentences, do you remember what your teachers told you? Start the first word with the capital letter. Why? These are the rules that we have to follow to make our writing perfect. And what about punctuation marks? Let me give you an example. Children sit quietly. And if I say children sit quietly, can you make some difference here? This is the difference in punctuation mark. So we'll be learning about punctuation marks and capital letters here. Let's get started. We have an introductory exercise here for you. Circle the punctuation marks in these sentences. Do you remember in the previous session we learned about interjections, and I told you that immediately after the interjections we'll be putting a very good a mark of exclamation. That is a punctuation mark. What do you put at the end of sentences? How do you end up the sentences? We have learned that also when we learnt about sentences. How do you end the sentence? Yes, very good. Either you put a full stop or you put a question mark with question sentences. Very good. So these are also the punctuation marks, the special symbols. Let's do this quick exercise. Circle the punctuation marks in these sentences. So we'll just identify the special symbols here which are a part of our writing the sentences. Like, where are you going? So this question mark shows that I am putting a question, and it helps me to speak also in the same way, like, where are you going? So if I am speaking like that, the other person knows I am putting a question, right? I am going to the market. Now, this is a simple sentence, and here also I have put a special mark, that is a full stop, which is a punctuation mark. Let's come to the next. What do you want to buy? Again, I'm putting a question. See, my way of speaking also changes when I'm putting a question or I am saying a simple sentence. So this is a punctuation mark. I want to buy carrots, potatoes, and cabbage. So did you notice when I'm just making a list, I'm reading out or saying my list of things that I'm going to buy, I am giving a small pause there. Like, what am I saying? I want to buy carrots, potatoes, and a cabbage. So where I am giving a pause, that is to mark a separation. This is called comma. You have already done this. You put this quite often. We must know the use also when we have to give a small pause. When there is a list and you just give small pauses when you are reading out that list, you use comma. So, I want to buy carrots, potatoes, and a cabbage. Here your sentence ends, and again it's a punctuation mark. Next, do you have any pets? Question mark. And when in your answer you say yes or no, after that also we put a comma. We take a small pause here. And how do you say? Yes, I have 3 pets. So after yes, what do? You take a small pause, a small break. And this is the end of the sentence, a full stop. I have a parrot. See, again here you are giving a list of your pets. So you are separating them using comma. A parrot, a pup, and a kitten. For example, if I ask you, which subjects do you study in school? So you have a long list of subjects, isn't it? So how do you say? I study English, Hindi, mathematics, EVS, moral values, computer, and art and craft. So when you are saying the list, you are taking a small pause every time after the subject changes. So there we put a comma to separate the items in a list. Is that clear to you? So these are all punctuation marks. What are these? We have already learnt about full stop. We have learnt about a, very good, this is a question mark. This is mark of exclamation. We know this is a comma, but today we have learned that when we have a list, then we put a comma to separate the items there. Got it? So can we move ahead? Let's start the journey about punctuation marks. I have already explained punctuation marks are the special signs like a full stop, a comma, a question mark, and a mark of exclamation. And there are many more that you will be doing in your higher grades. These are very important in writing, not only in English, in any language, children. Now, we must know where to use full stop. A full stop is like a dot. We have already learned that it is used at the end of sentence, right? So, this is used at the end of a sentence. We have been practicing till now. There are other uses also. Can you tell me any other place where you use dot? You would have done that in maths. Yes, and otherwise also when every day before starting your classwork or homework, you write the date. How do you write? You put dots there, isn't it? So if you want to write 15 August, you write like this, isn't it? So you are putting dot there also. This is also a full stop. Then we use dots, full stops in abbreviations also. What are abbreviations? Abbreviations are the short forms of a few words, few phrases. For example, if you have BBC, so this is an abbreviation of British Broadcasting Corporation. So BBC is a short form. Similarly, USA is used for which country? America, yes. But what is the full form of USA? United States of America. So United States of America, we are writing USA. Similarly, these are the different abbreviations, right? So we use the full stop with these abbreviations also. And then another use you must know is we use full stop when we are writing the initials. What is the meaning of initials? Initial, do you remember when I taught you articles and I taught you that it should be the initial sound, whether it is a vowel sound or a consonant sound. So initial means starting. Suppose I have to write my name and my name is Mini Aurora Lekhi. So Mini M A Aurora L Lekhi. So here these are the initial sounds of all the words in my name and I will be writing M.A.L. Right? So this is writing the initials using full stop in between. So here we have some more examples. B.K. Jan. So this is the name of Mr. Jan and his full name is not mentioned, only his initials are written. So you can just mention the initials of your parents, your grandparents. M.S. Dhoni. So his full name is not written here. We are just writing Dhoni and for his name we are writing M.S. Okay. So this is how we write initials using full stop in between. Now the next punctuation mark is comma. And where to use? One use I have already told, when you have to just list a few things, right? To separate, to separate a group of words. Like the farmer has a horse, a cow, a rabbit and a turkey. So this is the list of what all a farmer has. That's why we are separating them using comma. But the last word of the list is always ended with and. Here we will not put a comma, right? Whatever other words we have, we'll separate them using comma and this last word will be separated by using and. Fine? Remember this. Then one more use of comma is to separate the part of sentence. So when we are talking about different things, I am tired, I am worried too. So this is also like two things together happening. I am tired is one part of the sentence. I am worried too is another part. So we are separating them using a comma. When we just read the sentences in the previous exercise, we also learned that when we are saying yes, when we are saying no, then also we separate yes and no using a comma. Have you done your work? So you say, yes, I have done it, isn't it? No, I could not do it. So yes and no. After yes and no, we put a comma as a small pause. Now the next one is question mark. So where to use question mark, all of you already know? At the end of questions only. Yes. So what's the time now? Question mark, because it's a question. How many students are present today? Again a question. What's your name? Again a question. What are you doing, children? Again a question. So at the end of questions, we put a question mark. And the last here for you is a mark of exclamation. We have learned in the previous session. We use them immediately after the interjections that are used to show sudden feelings. Yes. So this is used at the end of an exclamatory sentence or interjections. Exclamatory sentences are the sentences that show your sudden feeling. Like you say, what a beautiful day it is. Right? So that is a complete sentence where you are expressing your sudden feeling. At the end of exclamatory sentences also, we put a mark of exclamation that will be doing ahead. See, this is an exclamatory sentence. What a sweet song. So here at the end we are putting a mark of exclamation. If we say alas, after that we put a mark of exclamation. Bravo, exclamation. Hooray, again, exclamation. So these are the two uses of mark of exclamation. Now moving ahead, we'll be learning about use of capital letter. One use you have been doing till now is, can anybody? Yes, you are right. You always begin a sentence with a capital letter. That is the first use. The first letter in a sentence is always capital. I am going to the dance show. Who? See, the W is capital here, and this is very important. Some children miss out doing this. Please make it a habit. Always begin a sentence with a capital letter. Now, the names, the proper names when we are talking about, and not the first letter only. If you have more than one word in your name, then you will write each word with a capital letter. The first letter will be capital. Radha and I. See, the pronoun I is always written capital. When I'm saying I for myself, that means first person pronoun I am using it as. Then it will always be capital wherever it is. It stands alone, capital only. So Radha, R will be capital. I will be capital. Are going to the market. If you have some names like, if you want to write Narendra Modi. Now here there are two words I am writing here. So N will be capital and Modi, M will also be capital. Please make sure, right? So if you have more than one words, each word will start with a capital letter, not only the first word. Then festivals, the names of festivals, the names of months. Then the names of days are also started with capital letter. Like if you have to use Christmas anywhere in the sentence, you have to write June anywhere in the sentence, Sunday anywhere in the sentence, not only in the beginning, anywhere. So these will always start with a capital letter. You will have to remember these things. So what we have done, starting of the sentence, then we have done names. All the names will start with capital letter wherever they are, and as many words there may be in the name. Then third, we have learnt about the names of festivals, months and days of week will always start with a capital letter. The pronoun I have already told to you when we write about ourselves. For example, so these are the proper nouns. Karan K, Jaipur J, India is a proper noun. Mall Road, sorry. This is the proper noun, and see there are two words here. Both are starting with a capital letter. The Ganga is also a proper noun. So all the proper nouns, it is the same as particular names, right? So they always start with a capital letter. This was all about the use of capital letters. Now let's do an exercise. Tick the sentences that have been written correctly and cross the others. So let's see which sentences have been written correctly. Bruno is my pet dog. Is it written perfectly? Let's check out. It is a meaningful sentence. Yes. It's starting with a capital letter. Yes. It's ending with a full stop. Perfect. So this is written correctly. Nancy came running. Sentence is okay, but why is it not starting with a capital letter? Sorry, this is wrong. How beautiful this city is. Yes, that's perfect. See, it is starting with a capital letter, and because it is an exclamatory sentence, we are putting a mark of exclamation at the end, right? So this is written properly. Ali and Aisha are twins. Oh, the sentence is okay. We have ended it with a full stop. But what about these? This is the beginning and it is a proper noun also. And this is also not starting with a capital letter, although it is a proper name of somebody. Then it's not written correctly. Can you play the drums? Yes, very good. It's written perfectly. Capital letter, and because it's a question, we are putting a question mark at the end. That's wonderful answer. Yes. Let's do the next exercise. Put these words in order to make correct sentences, and remember to use the right punctuation marks also. So the two things you have to remember more importantly is start it with a capital letter, end it with a full stop or a question mark or mark of exclamation, whatever is needed, and rest we'll see. Has thick the main lion. So what are we talking about in this? Lion. Okay. So we'll use a before it because it is singular. So we'll say a lion will be capital. Has the lion. Sorry. The lion has a. The lion has a thick mane. That is the hair around his face. And we will put a full stop at the end, please remember. Next, is the sun big a star? So what are we talking about in this sentence? Of course, sun. Yes, and sun is a universal thing. So we'll use the before it if you remember the use of articles. The sun, yes, good, is a big star. Perfect answer from few of you. Others can also try. I have red cap. Yes, I am talking about myself. I have a red cap. So we are crossing the words to make sure that we are using each word correctly, and we'll end it with a full stop. Our favorite, my fruits, mangoes, grapes, oranges, and okay. So it's a long list of fruits, your favorite fruits. So how will we start? Mangoes, grapes, and oranges. Very good. And any of the fruits you can write first, but that will start with a capital letter. So let me start with mangoes. It's the favorite of most of us. Then we'll put comma. Very good. Should I put comma after grapes also? No, because after that only one word is left, one in the list. And oranges are my favorite fruits. Very good. So I'll write here are my favorite fruits. Right? Good. So you have understood this. Saw a blue-eye butterfly. Can you do it yourself? Should I leave it? Okay, that's good. So this one you try on yourself. And let's quickly recall what we have learned in punctuation marks and capital letters. What are punctuation marks? They are the special symbols that help us to write sentences and also speak properly. Most sentences end with a full stop, but we can put a question mark if we put a question mark if it is a question, and we put a yes mark of exclamation if it is an exclamatory sentence. Then comma is a small pause in the sentence wherever you want to give. Sometimes it is a list, so you are putting a comma, and sometimes after yes or no you are putting a comma. So comma is used to give a small pause in the sentence. Then the sentences that ask questions, so they end in a question mark, and even the exclamatory sentences end with a mark of exclamation. And you always begin sentence with a capital letter. Then you must know the other uses of capital letter also. We have learned we always write the initials, the abbreviations in capital letter. We start the sentence with a capital letter. The pronoun I is also mentioned always in capital letter. Then we have learned that all the words in proper nouns, the proper names, will always start with a capital letter, children. So this was all. I hope you have understood this. So can we go ahead with an exercise? Circle the punctuation mark. Now you know you have learned 4 punctuation marks. So we just have to circle the punctuation mark and also name the marks. So what are these marks? Commas. So you'll write here comma. And which mark is this? Full stop. So you'll write full stop here. Now here, which is the mark that you find? Only a question mark. Very good. So you'll write here question mark. This is all you have to do. I hope you can identify them. Are you sure? Here what have we used? Commas and full stop only. And in the next also comma and full stop. And what about the last one, children? Here you have used comma and question mark. That's it. So make sure that you circle them also to show that you have identified them correctly. So this was all about punctuation marks and capital letters. We'll be looking ahead for more sessions in English grammar. Till then, happy learning.